Hey everyone, Acid Rain 64 here, and welcome back to another part of Let's Play Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. In the last part, we completed the second dungeon of the game and got us the Pendant of Power, and now we've only got one more pendant to go before we can get ourselves the Almighty Master Sword. So like I said in the beginning, or at the end of the last part actually, we're going to go ahead and collect some things before we go on to the third dungeon, and yeah, so I was going to add to that sentence, but I completely forgot. Okay, so now that we can pick up stones, we can actually pick up these big stones here. I don't really think this goes anywhere interesting, but I just kind of wanted to show that off. There's actually a lot of rupees you can get here, so we'll go ahead and get these. And I think these pots only have 5 rupees the first time you come here. See what this guy says. Check out the cave east of Lake Hylia. Strange and wonderful things live in it. I have no idea. I think he's referring to the ice cavern that we went to that had the ice rod in it, but I'm not exactly sure. But our first destination is actually going to be to head to the sanctuary, because there is a graveyard there that has something we want to get in it. And it's actually okay, this right here, I just want to show this off real quick. This is the easiest and most accessible fairy fountain in the game, in my opinion. As long as you're in the light world, and especially later once we get a certain item that allows us to warp around Hyrule, we can actually warp to your house, come over here, stock up on fairies, and be all ready to go. So that's just my favorite fairy fountain in the game. Well, it's not even really a fairy fountain, it's just a place where fairies are. Let's see, we want to go... we might have to take a long path here, but that's okay. Yeah, but that's my favorite place to get fairies, and I would really recommend it to anyone as well. Okay, so we do have to go to the east, and that's actually where most of the stuff is. But there's also stuff to the west, which is stuff at the sanctuary, and we're almost there, so that's not really a problem. Let's see, we got a graveyard here, nothing really we can do there yet. And we got the sanctuary here. So somewhere around here there should be some stones that we can dash into and destroy. I'm just not really sure where that's at. Maybe it's over here somewhere. Because the only thing the guide says is it's near the sanctuary, which, yeah, right here. And this will take us into a secret cave that holds a heart piece. Alright, so that's our 7th of the game. We are a little under a third of the way through all the heart pieces, which makes me feel great. Like, this game will not take us very long to get 100%. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to head to the east. Now, we already visited the witch, who gave us the magic powder, but there's actually an area to the east that we couldn't get to the east of the witch's hut, because there were those stones blocking it. But now that we got the power glove, we can actually lift that and go there. Now, one thing I never mentioned is that if you go in here into the witch's shop and talk to this person right here, they say, red is a medicine of life, green is a medicine of magic, blue renews both life and magic. Here, taste a sample of the red potion. So, later in the game, you'll want to come here and stock up on potions. Blue would be the best because it restores both your health and your magic, and I'll talk about this more later. But you can get a free health refill here, which isn't that important now, but it will be later in the game. And then you can also stock up on your potions, and I think you can actually warp here as well. So you can warp here, get your potions, warp to your house, get your fairies, and you're pretty set to go. And that's a winning strategy that I always like to take. The Waterfall of Wishing is just around the corner, and we're actually going to visit that fairly soon. But our first mission is to get us the Zora's Flippers, and these require, I think, 500 rupees. That's what I've been saying for the past few parts, and I haven't really checked it out, but we will see. I hope it's 500 rupees. I think at the most it would be 700, which would be lucky for me because I just have 700 rupees. But we will find out fairly soon. And this is the only place that you see Zora's, and we're basically in the Zora's domain of this game. Only it doesn't have epic music, it just has this waterfall ambiance, which is okay. But I mean, if they could have had some 32-bit, I think that's what the music is in this game. But if they had some like 32-bit Zora's Domain music, that would be cool. But here we have the King Zora. Wahaha, what do you want, little man? Do you have something to ask me? I want the flippers. I just dropped by. Now we want the flippers. Wahaha, but I don't just give flippers away for free. I sell them for 500 rupees a pair. What do you do? Pay 500 rupees. Wahaha! 1 pair of flippers coming up. I will give you a free bonus with your purchase. I will let you use the magic okay, I can't do that voice anymore. Magic waterways of the sea folk, which link lakes and rivers. When you see a whirlpool, dive into it. You never know where you'll surface. Wahaha. Okay, and we got ourselves the Zora's Flippers. With these, you should be able to swim even in deep water. Okay, so now we can actually swim. And this isn't required now, but they will be required for a later dungeon. So you do have to make sure you get these at some point. Okay, but if we go ahead and swim over this way, we can go ahead and get ourselves this piece of heart, and we got ourselves another heart container. Awesome. Okay, so we read a sign that mentioned the Well of Wishing, and we actually want to go there because that will allow us to upgrade 2 of our items, and we definitely want that. And it'll be extremely helpful. Okay, so all you have to do to get to the Well of Wishing is dive into that waterfall, and we come to the mysterious pond, and we'll throw an item. We'll go ahead and throw our boomerang first, because this is the first item we'll get upgraded. And we have a fairy that comes up. Hello there, did you drop this? Yes, we did. Like an honest person, I would give you something nice, I think she said. And we get ourselves a magical boomerang. You can throw this faster and farther than your old one. So now we have an awesome red boomerang. And I love this boomerang, and I think it does a little more damage too. I just think, at least. Okay, and now we'll go ahead and throw in our shield. And I think these are the only 2 items that can be upgraded. I think a few can be affected. But, okay, same thing as before. Only this time we get ourselves the improved shield, I guess. Now you can defend yourself against fireballs. And that is awesome. You can actually buy this shield later in the game, but I mean, it's kind of worthless to buy something that you can get for free. But I don't know. Okay, so now the next thing we're gonna get, and this is pretty much the basically the last collectible we're gonna get before we head towards the 3rd dungeon. But there's actually another bottle we can get. And in order to get this bottle, you have to dive into the right waterway. And what I mean by that, I'll show here in a second. I think it's this one, because we actually have to go underneath a bridge. And as you can see, there's only 2 bridges in the game, and And I think it's not this one. Yeah. Because I don't think you can get to that bridge from that direction. So it'll have to be that brick bridge that's down there. Or maybe you can get to it from the other direction, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay. I think also, in this tree, there's a fairy here as well. Yeah, and that always spawns there. So actually you could get your fairies here, but it's kind of an inconvenient place. Alright, so what we're looking for is actually down here in this bridge down here. That was a really redundantly worded sentence. But yeah, we want to go down this way, and we should be able to jump into the water somewhere around here. And it's under this bridge. Get out of here, guard. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, but yeah, I believe it's down here. You kind of have to swim quite a ways. Yeah. Yeah, this is right. And this bottle, I'm glad I actually, like, I'm surprised I actually found this as a kid. But I mean, you just come over here and you swim up against the bridge, and you come to this little area underneath the bridge, and we have this guy who's sleeping, and he says, "Yo, Link, you seem to be in a heap of trouble. Oh, but I'll give you this bottle." Okay, and he just gives us a bottle, which is kind of weird. And that's the only purpose this guy serves in the game. He's just like a hobo who lives under the bridge, and he just gives you a bottle. And I'm okay with that. Alright, so we now have 3 bottles. I think there's only one more in the game. And we also got ourselves quite a few things in this part. So next time on Let's Play Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, we will go ahead and start heading up towards the 3rd dungeon of the game, which is up on Death Mountain. So, we will do that in the next part. If you like this part, please feel free to subscribe. And, yeah, I don't really know what else to say. So, I will see you guys in the next part.